And we are live. Hey guys, Debbie OMAD here. Looks like we got somebody in here. So happy Sunday weigh-in. OMAD weigh-in Sunday. My name is Debbie. I've been doing OMAD for a year and a handful of months. All total, I've lost about 75 pounds. Um, but I've gone up and down, as many of us have. So today I kind of want to focus on plateaus, stalling, the struggles that we experience when we're trying to get our weight under control. Um, and I want to talk about a couple of uh, things that came up this week. But before I do all that, let me explain fasting to those that are new here. So fasting there's a bunch of different ways you can do it. You can do it with like not eating for 12 hours and then just having a couple meals in the other 12 hours of the day. You can do 16 hours and only eat, two meals in that 8 hour time frame, or 18 hours fasting, 20 hours fasting and only one or two small meals in that 4 hours, or OMAD, which is what I'm doing and what a lot of people are doing. And that is eating one meal a day and fasting for 23 hours. Typically, when I'm doing OMAD, I'll go 24 hours to 26 hours and then have a meal. This week, I actually managed to do a 42-hour fast and a 36 hours. I was going to write this down. 36-hour fast. And then the next day, I only did an 18. I don't know what's going on with me, but but that's other things that we'll talk about today. So those of you that are coming in, say hi. Let me know who's here, um, and let us know how you're doing this week. Hey, Regina. I love Regina. She's always here. Glad to see you, honey. Janelle's not with me right now, but I don't know if she's going to make an appearance or not. She rearranged her bedroom yesterday by herself, moved all this furniture around, and hurt her back. So she's kind of slow moving today. So I don't know if she's going to join us or not. I told her I was out here and I was doing this, but she hasn't even showered yet today. So I'm not sure that she's going to join us today. Hey, Chris. Yeah, it's been a while. Nice to see you on the live. Glad you're here. So Regina and Chris, how did you do this week? And there's a bunch of other folks on. Say hi. So if you're new here, please like and subscribe. Like means smashing that thumbs up button until it turns blue, and subscribe. And the way the algorithms work for YouTube, you gotta like the video for me to get recommended to other people. So please do that real quick if you wouldn't mind. Just hit that thumbs up and help me out. Oh, I found out something kind of exciting this week that I did not know, and you guys may already know this. I didn't know this, so I'm just gonna throw it out there. Um, every video I do, you guys know I put a link in my description for to buy Bang from Amazon because I drink Bang instead of coffee, and I don't not partnered with them or anything like that, but it's got 0 calories, 300 megs of caffeine, and it's what I use instead of coffee, and it's an energy drink but without any calories, so you can drink it while you're fasting. And I put a link to it in every one of my videos. But you know what I found out? If you shop on Amazon to buy anything, if you enter Amazon using my link below this video, below every one of my videos, there's a link to the Amazon for Bang. You can do your normal shopping, whatever you would normally buy. You don't have to buy Bang, and I still get a couple cents on every dollar that you spend, whether you're buying Bang or not, just because you went in using my link. So I'm going to ask, please do that. If you're shopping anyways, I mean, it's not going to change your pricing or anything like that. It's just going to help the channel out and help me out a little bit. My hours have been cut and things are tough. So, and I would appreciate it. So I'd throw it out there. Chris says, I'll confess, I've been delinquent. Well, that's what this video is about, right? The struggles. Like I said, I've been doing this for what seems like ever, you guys, and I'm still not at my goal weight. I'm not even going to give my current weight until later in the video, to keep people in suspense of how I did this week. But over the course of time since I started doing OMAD, my weight has not done a plummet. Okay, I've gone down, I've gone up, I've stayed, I've gone down, I've gone up. I mean, it's been a coaster ride. Just so you know, anybody that's watching this, weight loss, regardless of what method you're using to attain weight loss, is never a straight downward spiral. It's never, never, never. The scale never does this for very long. You will always stall. You will always, at some point, um, plateau where the scale just stops moving. That's just part of it. It just is. And that's something that we have to know and be aware of and be prepared for. Hey, Sal, let's see. Um, so I want you to understand that. A lot of us, when we go into this, we expect that scale to just fall week after week after week after week. And it just doesn't do that, you guys. Our bodies are not made that way. The body gets used to whatever it is you're doing. Say you're fasting. After a while, the body gets used to that fasting. And yeah, I know it's Sherry. I always do that. I always say Sal when I mean Sherry. I'm sorry. But it's your fault because you should put Sherry as your name on YouTube. You have it as your name on Facebook. Anyway, sorry, honey. I know it's you. Um, but as I was saying, that so your body gets used to whatever it is you're doing, and you'll stall and you'll plateau, and that's normal. It's completely normal, and it's just telling you to shake things up a little bit. So if that means if you're fasting, fast a little bit longer. For some people, it actually means eat more calories and then go back to what you were doing, and you'll see it plummet. Everybody's body is different, but I've done all of these things over the course of this last year and 4 or 5 months, whatever it's been. Um, where when I've plateaued, I've tried different things like I'll fast a little longer and see if that doesn't get the scale moving. Maybe I'll add some exercise that I wasn't doing before, and that may get the scale moving. Or, and I have done this, you guys, I will eat more calories for 2 or 3 days and then go back to what I was doing. And lo and behold, the scale starts dropping again. Don't ask me why, because I'm not a scientist. What I do know is everybody's body is different. And when things start stalling or plateauing, that's when you need to change things up. It's your body's way of saying, "Hey, I'm used to this now, and we can deal with this, and we'll just stay here." Not to mention, everybody's body has a set point, comfortable place where it feels like, "Okay, this is good." The body says, "All right, this is a good weight for us. We'll just stay here." And when you hit a set point, it is hard to break it. It is. It's really hard to get past it. It's easy to go up again, but it's hard to come back down. And you really have to make a concerted effort to make a change in what your routine is in order to shake things up. Sherry says, so true about the body getting used to fasting or whatever the routine is. And it does. It absolutely does. Now, Chris, when you say that you've been delinquent, does that mean you've not been fasting? Does that mean you've been eating more than once a day? What does delinquent mean? Interestingly, Will, who I'm hoping is going to join us at some point here today, is one of our rock stars on Facebook. We have a Facebook group. It's called Debbie OMAD. We will do this together. And Will has been one of our rock stars, and he's also the admin over there. He takes care of all the monitoring stuff. But he plateaued. And he goes like 96 hours a little fast. And yet he plateaued. And again, it's because the body gets used to what you're doing. It just does. And you have to shake it up again. Or it's at a set point where it feels good and it doesn't think you need to go any further, even though you know you do. You got to teach your body that. This is just an ongoing process, you guys. It never gets, it's never, oh, I like doing this and this will work forever. No, the body just doesn't work that way. It just doesn't. Chris said she had a medical issue, had medical issues, not fasting, but stopped eating by 7 p.m. Well, most days. Okay. Well, again, we have changes in our life. We're human. Life happens. Things happen every day that we didn't expect, that we didn't plan for, that we weren't prepared for, i.e. this quarantine, right? I mean, every day is something. None of us lives in a bubble where everything stays the same every day. We just don't. So we have to adjust. We just have to adjust. The cool thing about fasting, and I know I've said this a million times, but the cool thing about fasting is that it's a powerful, powerful tool that you can always come back to. So it's not like you're spending money on a certain kind of food, like the programs that you have to buy their food, like Nutrisystem and all and those types of things. It's not like that. I mean, 'cause you get sick of those foods. You just do. You can jump back on at any point. So it isn't like fell off the wagon or you had some issues and you couldn't stay focused. So now you've just blown it. No, that's not how it works. It's beautiful because you can just jump right back in. Hey, Will, I was just talking about you. Will just joined us. I was just saying how even at doing 96-hour fast that you are the monster in our Facebook group as far as being the fasting master, and yet you plateaued. We all do. It's just a reality. And see, Chris says agree. That's what I love about fasting. I know I can do it anytime. It's always something that's a powerful tool in your back pocket. And that's on the rerun. Hi, all. I feel like every 10 pounds I stall for about a week. Everybody is different, honey. And you know what? That's not shocking. Will says, I thought my ears were burning. They were. I was talking about you. But not, we all do that. We all do that. Maybe not every time we lose 10 pounds or not at a set point, but everybody's body stalls. It just does. And here's something that I reminded Will about this past week. If that scale's not moving, you should have taken measurements. If you haven't done it yet, do it today. Do it today. Make a commitment to yourself to do it today. Because sometimes, even when the scale isn't dropping, the inches are, and your body is reshaping. So just because you feel like you're in a stall, it doesn't mean that your body's not changing, that you're not losing inches. So that's something to really keep in mind. Now, and you guys have heard me say, I am so angry with myself that I didn't take measurements when I first started this. I wish I would have. It would have been a way more motivating factor for me when I first started stalling and plateauing. But I did take them like, what was it, 6 to 8 months in? And now, whenever that scale's not moving, I jump right to those measurements because I want to make sure stuff is still happening, even if the scale says it isn't. So that's something to really keep in mind. Like I said, if you haven't taken your measurements yet, make yourself a deal that you'll do it today and write them down so that you got something to compare to. Especially people like Annette that feel like they stall every 10 pounds or whatever. It could be that your body is doing stuff, that you're dropping inches and you're not even aware of it. Well, says, no kidding. The body gets comfortable at a certain weight and will actually fight you to stay there. Set points. That's what we talked about a few minutes ago, you guys. He says that is the time to be 100% consistent. That way, the body will finally go along as the new norm. Right. And I also said, well, that when you get to a set point or a plateau or a stall, to change it up as well. Fast a little bit longer. Maybe lower your calories a little bit. Throw in an exercise you're not used to doing. For some people, add calories for a couple of days and then go back. And you've got to experiment. You've got to find out what works for your body. Sherry says, I know by how my clothes fit. I have a pile of clothes that are way too big waiting to go to Salvation Army. Good. Get rid of them. Get them out of the house. Because you know what? You never want to get to that size again. So these things are so crucial, you guys. I was talking to somebody the other day, in fact, on instant messaging on Facebook. And they said, she actually said this. She said this, you guys. She said, I've got my closet split in half. Half of my closet is clothes or I'm sorry, in thirds. She said, a third of my closet is clothes that I can't wear yet, but I want to, that they're too small. So they're my goal clothes. Then I have the clothes that I fit in right now. And, they're not perfect because I'm in between, but they fit. And then I have clothes that I was wearing when I started this that are kind of really big on me right now. And I was like, why do you still have those? She says, well, just in case. No. There is no just in case. There is no just in case. You don't keep those clothes. Once they're way too big, get rid of them. Donate them. There's a million people that could use them. Don't keep them because you're allowing yourself an out. You're allowing yourself an easy escape, right? Because if you gain weight, you've got the clothes, no problem. They're sitting in the closet. There is no just in case. Will says there is no just in case. No, no just in case. No. If you've made a commitment to yourself to lose weight and to get healthy, then the only way to keep that commitment is to hold yourself accountable. And one of the ways in which to hold yourself accountable is to get rid of the clothes that are too big. Get rid of them. Make them go away. You cannot have them in your house because it allows you to fall backwards and to gain the weight. You can't do it. You can't do it, you guys. You're setting yourself up for failure. You don't want to do that. Get rid of them. I was on this messaging with this girl, this lady, excuse me, on Facebook for about an hour. And this is all we talked about was how important it was to get rid of those clothes. And she was just determined to hold on to them. And because she's a lot like me, with having spent her entire life yo-yo dieting. And she's thinking, oh gosh, when I yo-yo again, I don't want to have to go buy new clothes because none of my clothes fit me again. No, this is not a yo-yo. This is where you make the decision that this is not going to be a yo-yo situation. And part of the way of ensuring that is to get rid of those bigger clothes. Get rid of them. Donate them. Take them in and get them altered so they fit you correctly now. Do something to that effect, but don't keep them as a just in case. Sherry says, no, just in case, a new motto. Yes, it is. That's a great motto. I wanted to touch on Will. Oh, you cracked me up, man. You cracked me up. He posted, yeah, no more yo-yo. No more yo-yo. Sherry, that's my motto. No more yo-yo. But Will posted a picture this week of, oh my God, like it was in his house, but it looked like a candy store. And he had this picture of all this junk food, just candy, candy. It was for his daughter, and she was having a party. So I mean, I get that. You have kids, you've got to. But all I could think is, oh, nope. I would not be able to just walk away from that. And luckily for me, my grandson doesn't like a lot of candy. So we don't have a lot of it in the house. But oh Lord, you didn't eat one piece. Well, come on. There's no way. There is no way I could have just walked away from that scene because that was like, oh my God. I would have had to literally left the house till it was all gone. I would have. I didn't eat one piece. I'm so proud of myself. Well, yeah, Sherry, that's right. That's why Will is the rock star. There's no way I could have done that. But that shows a commitment, you guys. That shows a level of commitment that's not going to be shaken. It's just not. If he could look, now I don't know, Will, if you have a really strong sweet tooth, if that was a huge temptation for you, but I have to believe it was. I don't care who we are. They had everything from sweet to oh my God, there's no way. There's no way. There's no way. I wish I had that kind of determination, Will, but I don't. And I am the first. Oh, he is a sugar addict. Oh, Lord. Yeah, I saw that picture and I just, oh, no. I was really worried for you. Yeah, Sherry. I mean, I don't have a huge sweet tooth. I love chocolate and ice cream. Those are my downfalls. And salt. Salt has always been, which is why my blood pressure was so high, right? But I mean, chocolate and ice cream are my big things. But that picture that Will posted, I was just like, no, I would have had to have left the house because there's no way. There's no way that I could have walked away from that. So, Will, well done. We will jointly give you a huge round of applause. I drank my keto aid and kept busy. Good for you. Chris says, my son graduated high school this week, and I won't say how much chocolate I had. Life happens, Chris. Primal OMAD, the road to hell is paved with sugar, but it's so good. Sugar is a drug. It absolutely is, you guys. I will get back. You guys keep me inspired. Chris, I have no doubt. I have no doubt you'll get back on track. You know what? I luckily, and I guess you could call it whatever you want. I mean, it's not luck, but I have not had to go to any events basically because of the quarantine. So I have not been tempted in a way like having to go to a graduation party or having the kids having a party at my house. Those kind of temptations I've not had to deal with for the past few months. And I'm grateful for that because I suck at it, you guys. I'm not even going to lie. I cave too. So, Chris, had I been at that party, I would have done the same thing. There's no doubt I would have done the same thing. Here's the difference. And here's what makes this not be a yo-yo diet is the next day with all the guilt in the world on my shoulders for having indulged, I would have gotten serious again. And I've shown that because, like I said, during this quarantine, I was indulging. I was. When this all first started, I was watching way too much news, getting myself all worked up, and I fell right back into my emotional eating patterns. I did. I absolutely did. And I went up 6 pounds, you guys. I did. I've taken all that off since then because when I got on the scale and saw that it was creeping up, it scared me. And I thought, this is not going to be a yo-yo situation. I'm not going to have that. I started this for a reason and I'm sticking to it. Yes, Chris, you do. You got this. And I know you'll get back. I can't stay. I can't say I'll check in with your video soon. 14 days sugar free. Good job, Primo OMAD. 14 days sugar free. That's awesome. Sherry said, I wish I had a job to go to. Being home is hard because my husband eats 3 times a day. It's almost impossibly tempting. When I was going to school to sub, I had no problem fasting all day. Yeah, Sherry, when your lifestyle changes and your routine changes, and that's part of the problem I'm having right now is my hours have been cut and the pool is not open when I need it to be open. So the temptations are there and the boredom comes in and okay, I'm stressing out because my hours are cut. So what do? I eat, but not this week. This week I didn't do it because this week, not only did I remember that I'm in the middle of a challenge that ends on July 15th, and I've got to be down to 130 pounds because, I started this whole thing. And if I can't do it, how am I going to tell you guys to do it? So it puts more pressure on me, which I need. So it's a good thing. It's accountability for me, which I need, you guys. I do. I need it. But that was in my head. And then also, in my head was focusing again on my why. And you guys, I know I drill this to death on this channel. I know I do, but it's that important. That's why. The reason I bring it up over and over and over and over and over again, and it absolutely needs to be brought up when we're talking about struggles, plateaus, and stalls. Because people, if you don't have a strong enough why, you're in trouble. You're in trouble. You're going to make this journey so much harder on yourself than it needs to be. And it's already hard. Don't get me wrong. It's not easy. It's already hard. But if you don't have a strong why, it is that much harder. It really is. That's it. I'm so thankful for this group as it keeps me accountable and keeps me focused on my why. And that's from Will. And you know what? That's the reality, you guys. You got to have a why. Now, for those of you that don't know, for anybody that's new watching this, my why, a year and a half or so ago, I went to the doctor for the physical that I had procrastinated on for over years, like 2 or 3 years. And I finally went to the doctor within my head, kind of preparing myself to be told that I had cancer or something because my energy level was so bad, so bad. I mean, I was 56 at the time and I felt like I was 80. It was terrible. Thank God for me, I didn't have any major diseases, but I did have extremely high blood pressure to the point that it was in the stroke zone, according to my doctor. He told me point blank that if I didn't get my act together, that I would not see Easter. That was around Christmas time. Not this past Christmas before that. But she was very blunt and very frank with me. And she said, if you do not stop this, you do not turn this around and get rid of this weight and get your eating under control and your blood pressure under control, you will not be here for Easter. And that scared the living hell out of me. Excuse my French, but there's no other way to put it. It scared the hell out of me. I mean, I was grateful I didn't have cancer. I was grateful I didn't have diabetes. But what I did have was a lifelong pattern of eating poorly, not exercising, and not taking care of me. I spent my life taking care of everybody else and putting myself last. I've always been that person, and I know a lot of you will say that you are as well. As parents, male or female, we always put our kids first. And for me, at least, my life was always this. I don't break that promise. And my kids will attest, they're all grown now, but they will attest I've never broken a promise to them ever in their lives. Because I don't say the word promise unless I'm 100% certain that I can follow through. One of my biggest pet peeves is people who say they're going to do something and they don't do it. It drives me nuts. I can't stand it, especially with kids. It's just a huge pet peeve with me. You say it, then you must do it. And I've lived my life that way, my entire life, right? Except when it came to making promises to myself. Those I didn't keep. Those I would just say, it's okay. It's just me. How crazy is that? How crazy is that? So when the doctor told me, get it together or check out, that was my why. That was my why because I'm not ready to go yet. Thanks. There's a whole lot of things I still want to do in this world. And one of them is to be here for my kids and grandkids. And I want to be here in a capacity where I could take care of myself for as long as physically possible. So at that point, I was 210 pounds. Again, I'm 5'2". So I'm a little person with a lot of weight. but I've lost what 74. I want to say 74 all total, but I've gone up and I've come back down. But altogether, it's been 74 pounds. Should I be down to 130 by now? Yes. Yes, absolutely I should. But therein leads us again to the topic of this video. Stalls, plateaus, and struggles. We all have them. I don't want anybody to go into this journey thinking that it's just going to be the scale is just going to plummet and continue and continue and continue to plummet till you hit your goal. It's not real. It's not real. And the one thing I promised on this channel is I would be real. And I made that promise to all of you. And I'm going to keep that promise, just like I'm keeping the promise to myself to get healthier and to lose this weight. And I'm almost there. I'm almost there, you guys. I'm almost there. But so many of you have come so far as well. A lot of you have been doing this since I started and before. And a lot of you have been with me since I started. And it does my heart so much good to see how much progress everybody else has made. And it reinforces for me how powerful a tool fasting is. Because so many of us have fallen off the wagon, have indulged, have had a social event or an emotional eating crisis for whatever reason, but then the next day gotten back on track. And that's the power behind fasting, is it's not that hard to get back on track. And once you do get back on track, that weight just falls right off again. So these are things that we need to keep in mind. So those of you that are in our challenge, there's a segment that have branched off and it's doing alternate day fasting now. And I did that this week. I did 48 hour, well, I'm sorry, strike that, 42 hours, one day, one alternate day fasting. And then I did 36 hours. And then the next day I only did 18, you guys. But hey, I felt pretty good about that because that's the longest I'd gone consecutively in a very long time. Will says, if I didn't have OMAD and fasting, I would be 400 pounds. I'd be in the ground. I'd be dead. So yeah, I absolutely, fasting saved my life. When I started this, excuse me, year and a half ago or so, there was very little, if any, information on YouTube. I mean, there were a handful of channels about fasting. Fasting wasn't really a recognized way of getting healthy and losing weight at that time, and especially not for people over 40. Forget about it. There was one guy, OMAD Revolution, Joe at OMAD Revolution, who was making videos at the time, and he had lost just a ton of weight doing OMAD. And so I watched all of his stuff, and then I did as much research I could via Google and read a bunch of studies and realized that fasting is not just for weight loss, but it literally is the closest thing we have to anti-aging. You want to find that fountain of youth? Fasting is as close as you're going to get. There's no magic pill. There's no magic potion. There's no magic drink. No matter what path you choose to take, fasting is your fastest and most effective and healthiest way of losing weight. Today, a year and a half or so later, there's a million videos out there. This has become much more acceptable as a norm and preferred way of getting healthy. I'm missing some comments here. Okay, to be proud of that. Well, we should all be proud. Regina says, it has changed my life physically, emotionally, mentally, and spiritually. And it does. It changes you in every way. And Will says, love Joe. I love Joe too. He's awesome. Joe is doing, Joe at OMAD Revolution is also doing podcasts now because he did not like the censorship that YouTube was forcing on everybody. So if you get a chance, go to joeholmanonline.com, and he's got his podcasts on that on his website there. And I was his first co-host. So check that out if you haven't yet. You are glowing with health. I don't know if you're talking to Joe or me, or to Will or me, but thanks, Regina. When you're sick, you don't eat. Your body knows best. And you're right. And gosh, Sherry, that is such a good point. And I'm so glad you said that, because naturally, when we're sick, our appetite disappears because our body wants to use all of that energy that it would normally use to digest food to heal itself. So when you're fasting, you're allowing your body the time it needs to clean everything up, to fix everything that's broken, to get rid of those nasty old cells that are not functioning anymore. It allows your body to do the things it needs to do to remain healthy. And again, to turn back time. If you fast for more than 24 hours, you are eliciting something called autophagy. And autophagy, if you haven't heard of it, it's when the cells inside your body literally eat themselves. They go after all the bad cells, the things that are broken, the cells that are not functioning, the old, worn out cells. It eats them up and distributes them into making fresh new cells. It's an amazing thing. Now, and some of you may or may not know this. I don't know if I've talked about it before because I've talked about it with my kids so much. I don't know if I've talked about it with you guys, but I had a pretty ugly childhood. It was pretty abusive, and I had a lot of scars on my legs and my ankles from that from my childhood. And since I've started fasting over the past year and so many months, those scars are almost gone. They're almost gone. I mean, you can still see them. I've had them for 50 almost 58 years, so you can still see them. But looking at them shocks me even today. Um, how much lighter they are. I used to be embarrassed to wear nylons or to go without nylons because of the scars. It was really embarrassing to me. But I today I'm wearing nothing, and I'm going to be brutally honest, you guys, and this is embarrassing, but when I used to go out without nylons, I used to put cover up on my scars, the makeup to cover up because I was embarrassed. I don't have to do that. I'm not wearing nylons, and I don't have any makeup on my legs, and I'm wearing a dress with bare legged. And I mean, you can, like I said, if you know they're there, you can see them, but you got to kind of know they're there to see them. So, and the only thing that I can attribute to those lightening the way they have is fasting. I've done nothing else different. Not using some special cream. I didn't pay $700 for some lotion. Fasting, getting into autophagy, it makes a difference in so many ways. When I started this, I was on high blood pressure medication. I've been off that for well over 8 months now. My blood pressure is fine. I had all my blood work done again. It's fine. The only thing that was a little high was my cholesterol was a little high, but I eat a lot of meat, so that's not shocking. And I don't eat a lot of vegetables. And I told you guys last week I was going to start doing that, start eating more, and I am. So that should handle that problem. Sorry, I'm missing stuff again. Thank you for your words. I know all of what you're saying, but it's always helps hearing it from another. I've done it before. I should be able to do it again. Chris, you absolutely can do it again. As Sherry says, you can and will, Chris. Sherry, wow, Debbie, that's amazing. Thank you. And it is amazing to me to be able to go out without makeup or nylons on. It's not something I've been able to do as an adult. And I bring it up only to point out that fasting is way more effective than just weight loss. You guys, it's amazing what it does for your body. My energy levels, outrageous. If I were to compare them now to what they were when I first started, I'm a different person. I'm a different human being. Literally, literally. Um, we got that puppy I showed you guys, Gizmo. He's so cute, but I can keep up with him, and it and it's not. I'm not dying. I'm not like, oh, I can't keep up with this. If I had gotten that dog when I first started fasting, I wouldn't have been able to get a puppy because it requires so much energy. I didn't have it to give. I did not have it to give. Today, it's not a problem. It's not a problem. So again, today, you're going to see a million videos out there and a million YouTube accounts about fasting and OMAD and intermittent fasting because it's becoming more mainstream. I know when I started this, I had talked to my doctor, of course, because I highly recommend anybody who's just starting, check with your doctor in case you have any underlying issues. But check. But I did. I went to my doctor, and based on everything I had seen and heard, I was told don't expect support from your doctor because it was not um, widely recognized as a healthy way to lose weight. My doctor, luckily for me, said, "Oh my gosh, Debbie, if you're willing to do this, do it. It's the best thing you can do for your body." And I was like, "Heck yeah!" So she was 100% in support of it. She said it's so frustrating to her, and again, this was like a year and a half ago. Said it was so frustrating to her that she couldn't get her patients fast unless it was for blood work tests the next day or, surgery or whatever the case may be where you have to fast. But as a protocol for losing weight, people would not accept it. Today, that's not the case. Today, it is much more accepted because there's been more studies and proof of how powerful it is. Make sure to have your doctor run a practical test on your cholesterol. The basic test doesn't tell the true story. Body actually creates more cholesterol than the average person can eat. It does, and I know you're right about that. And I actually said that in another video about I'm not worried about the cholesterol as much as I would, but I got some blowback on that, so I decided to leave that out. But being that you brought it up, I'm not as worried about it. Fasting keeps me calm and even keeled. You know what, Chris? Fasting actually does. It moderates your hormones. It not moderate. That's not the word I want. It levels out your hormones, which in turn will level out your mood. That's how powerful it is. Yeah, a particle. That's what I thought you meant instead of particle. That's fine. Also, cholesterol goes up as we age. It's needed by our body. So too low is not good either, and that is very true. I wish there was some safe appetite suppressant. I personally don't think, okay, this is going to be controversial, I'm sure, but I'm going to say it anyways. I don't think taking a supplement of any kind for appetite suppressant is going to help. Because you don't want to become dependent on a substance, right? I mean, Lord knows I'm dependent on caffeine. Everybody knows that, right? And that is an appetite suppressant. Not as strong once you're used to the caffeine, but it is an appetite suppressant. And I am reliant on caffeine. But as far as like taking a pill or something else, I just don't think it's a great idea. I really don't. Fiber and cutting out sugar absolutely lowers your appetite. Because remember, a lot of our cravings, a lot of our hunger is psychological. It's not physical. Um, as we talked about how earlier during this quarantine, I was watching too much news, fake news as well as legit news, and sometimes it's hard to tell the difference. And I had reverted back to my emotional eating ways, and I found that a lot of the foods that I was eating were bad. A lot of the times that I was eating, it was totally psychological. It had nothing to do with physical need. Nothing. It was all psychological. Um, Intermittent fasting will suppress your appetite once you become fat adapted. That's true in that to a degree. Once you become fat adapted, hopefully all of your addictions are gone physically. But again, that doesn't make them gone psychologically, because that's a different thing. I don't take drugs, prescriptions, or otherwise. I'm just wishing for a magic pill. My body doesn't know the hunger is psychological. You know, I think that's something that fasting has taught me. Has taught me. Now, okay, let me clarify this. Fasting has shown me in neon lights the difference between physical hunger and emotional hunger, psychological hunger. Does that mean that I'm able to control the psychological habit of eating? No, not always. Sometimes, and often I can control it with remembering my why, but it's still there. It's still there. My body is not craving this stuff. It's all mind. It's all in my head. It's all in my head. And if somebody would have told me that before I started OMAD, I would have went, "What are you talking about? If I can detox myself from sugar and salt, then I won't want it anymore." And had I said that to somebody that had done OMAD for any amount of time, they would have laughed hysterically at me because, yeah, no, just no. Um, and that says true. Will says you are 100% Debbie. It is your mind telling you you're hungry, or it is your body being hungry. It's two different things. Two different things. And I never would have believed that going into this, but it's so true. It's so true. Um, when I'm hungry, I know I'm hungry, and when I'm hungry, I'm not craving sugar. When I'm hungry, I'm not craving garbage. When my body is actually hungry, I actually want to eat healthy. And that's part of how I know the difference, you guys, because when I'm craving something I know darn good and well I should not be eating, that's not real hunger. That's up here. And I have to stop and I have to say, okay, wait a minute. Am I hungry or am I bored? Is this my mind playing with me? And you know what? A lot of the time it's my mind playing with me. I did that 42. It was a 42-hour fast this week. Trying to get on board with all these every other dayers. That's tough. But I did that 42 this week, and then right after that, I had a meal, and then right after that, I did the 36. Um, and again, it was pronounced. It was so pronounced, you guys. It was so pronounced. The physical hunger for me was the worst. After 24 hours, because my body is used to eating one meal a day, right? So it was the worst, and that's Kremlin, which is that icky thing in you that makes you feel hunger, and that's physical hunger, right? And I was feeling that at around 24 hours, 25 hours, because my body was used to eating at that time. When I was able to get over that by drinking snake juice, which you guys may remember we used to talk a lot about, but I was sipping on that, and my bang, of course. I was able to get past that hump. I noticed my body was not hungry anymore. My mind was obsessing on food, obsessing on candy, on ice cream, on chocolate, on fast food. I mean, it was obsessing. It wasn't my body. My body was fine. The Kremlin had gone to sleep. It was not generating hunger pains. It was all up here, which is why I was able to make it to the next 32 hours, because I kept reminding myself that it was my head, not my body. It was my head, not my body. And I kept saying that to myself. You guys, I look like somebody who is insane, but I did. And I made it. I hadn't planned on going another 48 because I just hadn't. I just wanted to do the alternate day. For me, alternate day fasting for me is like 36 hours is what I consider alternate day. Um, I know some of you guys don't agree with that, but that's the way I look at it. And that was as far as I wanted to go this week. And like I said, then I ate right when I broke that 36 hours fast. And then and I broke it healthy. I broke it with steak and eggs and broccoli. So that was not bad. But then I only went 18 hours before I ate again. And I know darn good and well that was an emotional eating experience, because it was my mind telling my body and telling me that, hey, you did so good. Now reward yourself. And this whole food as a reward, that is ingrained in my head, and it's hard to get rid of it. But that's why I only did 18 after doing the two alternate days. telling myself that when I reach my goal weight, hopefully by Christmas, I will allow myself the occasional cheat day. Until then, I'm trying not to indulge in sugar or starches. Well, here's my thought. I used to say that too. I used to say I have to lose X amount of weight and then I'll have a cheat day. And that plays into exactly what I just said. Food as a reward. It is our entire culture. And for those of us that are older, I mean, come on. Your parents were happy with you. What did they do? They took you out for ice cream. I mean, rewarding us with bad foods has been a part of life in society for hundreds of years. This isn't new. This isn't something we just created. This has been around forever. Thank you, Debbie, as always, for all you do, putting yourself out there. I got to go. Keep up the great work. And let's do this alternate day June fasters. All right, Will. Catch y'all on Facebook. Thank you for coming in, Will. Appreciate you so much. And you got this, dude. He's going to kill this challenge. I already know it. But we reward ourselves with food, and I'm still guilty of it. Like I said, when I did the alternate days, two of them in a row, and then I only went 18 hours. And I know it was because I told myself, oh, look how good you did. Now let's reward you. And that's crazy talk. That's crazy talk. Food is not a reward. Food is not a reward. Health is the reward. Health and energy and youthfulness that comes back. That's the reward. The reward is not food. But that's that's a toughie. It's a tough one to get past. It really is. And I know every one of us is guilty of that one because it's ingrained in who we are. And I said to myself, well, I could reward myself with green beans. That's not so bad. And then and literally as I said it in my head, I heard myself saying, don't be stupid. You're not going to reward yourself with green beans. You're going to reward yourself with Halo ice cream. And yeah, that's what I did. I mean, it's a powerful force, y'all. It's a powerful force. For those of you that are hanging out with us, I want to make sure, in case you didn't hear it earlier than this, please, please, please hit the like button. It really, really helps for YouTube to recommend my video to others that are new at this and need some help. So please hit that blue or that little gray thumbs up below until it turns blue. That means you've liked the video. So please do that. And if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. And then I wanted to reiterate something that I talked about earlier on in this video. On every one of my videos, you'll see in the description, I put a link to Amazon for bangs. Because I'm a big believer in bang. I'm not partnering with them or anything like that. I just am a big believer in 0 calorie with 300 megs of caffeine. And I sip on this all day. So I do put the link there for everybody that would be interested. But what I found out this week, and I didn't know before, is with that link, if you click that link and you go into Amazon and you buy anything, you don't even have to buy Bang. Anything you buy, but you're in Amazon using my link under your account, I get paid. It's just a couple cents on every dollar. But with my work being the way it is, if you guys shop on Amazon anyway, I beg you, please just use my link because it doesn't impact you at all. Doesn't change anything. It's just the way you enter Amazon. You click my link, it'll take you to Amazon, and then you do your normal shopping. It'll take you to your Amazon account with my link. And then you just do your normal shopping. So I'm not asking you to go spend money you wouldn't normally spend, but if you're going to shop on Amazon anyway, it would help out a lot. So that's my, what do they call that? E-begging. They can call whatever they want. I need some help right now. So I just want to take advantage of every opportunity available to me. So I'm throwing that out there. And again, please like the video because it does matter. So we've been at it about 50 minutes. So if you guys have anything else that you would like to talk about, I'm all ears and we can certainly continue on. If not, we'll wrap this one up for this week. Will do. Got to go. Talk to y'all soon. Thanks for being you. Thanks, Chris, and good luck. I know you're going to kill it this week. And ask some accountability, Chris. We're going to ask you next week how you did. So a little accountability. And speaking of that, those of you that know Debbie Davis, who is on our Facebook, she asked for more accountability. So I'm calling you out, Deb. How'd you do this week? You need to report because she's in our challenge that ends July 15th and she had set a goal. So we need some updates, woman. So we're going to call her out. And those of you on my Facebook, call her out because she asked us to do that. So go ahead and post in there. Hey, Deb, how you doing? Let's give her a little bit more accountability because she asked for it and she needs it. Sherry says, I'll remember about Amazon. Thank you very much. Again, it doesn't change anything on your perspective. You just enter Amazon using my link that's in my description and do your normal shopping. And I'll get I think it's like 20 cents or 10 cents on a dollar or something like that. It's not a lot of money, but hey, every little bit helps. No matter what you buy, you don't have to buy bang. It doesn't matter what you buy. So if you're shopping anyway, I thought, why not mention it, right? And that's because I joined the challenge to lose 15 pounds to get to 175, and I have 8 pounds to go. And for sure, I will use your link to Amazon. Thank you, Annette. Wow, and you've only 8 pounds to go, and you've got a month yet. It's only June 14th. You are on it, Annette. Look at you. So Annette's definitely going to kill this challenge. How about the rest of us? Oh, I never gave my weight, did I? Okay, so last week, you remember? Sorry, I was down to 143. Well, then I did a 40 and I managed to lose 2 pounds. So I'm down to 141. And yay, I'm getting closer. My goal is 130 by July 15th. So I still got 12 pounds to go or 11 pounds to go. So, but I'm doing it. Darn it, I'm doing it. Like I said, I started this whole mess on YouTube channel for accountability for myself and to help others on the journey. So the least I can do is live up to the challenges that I'm in. So yay, Regina, yeah, 2 pounds. I was pretty excited. Actually, I got to be honest, I was a little mad because I thought, oh, that's a lot of fasting in one week. Why didn't I lose more? But I can only swim one day a week, so that's my exercise. So I get it. So I'm thrilled with 2 pounds. I'm not going to complain at all. And I figure, got 12 pounds to go. I got 1 month from tomorrow. That's 4 weeks. Well, yeah, I think it's 4 weeks. So I mean, I got to do a little bit better than 2 pounds every week, but I'll get there. I am going to get there. I'm telling you, I'm going to get there. Gosh darn it. um, and let's see, who else is on that's in the challenge? Not sure who's all on at the moment. But you guys need to be updating. You guys need to be updating on Facebook and on YouTube. So, once this video is done and the live is gone, all your beautiful comments here on the side are gone too. So comment below it once the video is posted, how you're doing on the challenge, so that others who watch this video after the fact can see how you're doing as well. Regina's maintaining, and that's awesome. That is awesome. I am glad to hear it. So those of you on Facebook, please go on our Facebook and bug Debbie because she needs the accountability. Sherry's in the challenge. Everything pound I lose, I regain. It's okay. So you know what? You're going through a little bit of a rough patch right now. But you know as well as I do. You'll get back on and you'll drop it. We all know that. As soon as we get serious again and we set our mindset is right, we drop the weight. You know that. Hi, Debbie. Was looking for you on Facebook. I got you now. Was a very bad girl this week. Eileen, we were just talking. You go back. We're just about wrapping things up here. So when we're done, go back and watch this video because we were talking about stalls, plateaus, and struggles, and how common it is, and some ways that you can overcome. So when we're done here and this gets posted, go back and watch it. We've been going about 55 minutes now. So you missed a lot, honey. But I don't want you feeling bad that you did bad this week. I really don't, because you're certainly not alone. A lot of us struggled. A lot of us struggle every week. It's not easy. Nobody said this was going to be easy. Nobody said that. But here's the key. Every morning, before you even get out of bed, before you even lift your head from that pillow, tell yourself your intention for the day. Tell yourself your intention for the day. How long are you going to fast? What time are you going to eat? Every day, every morning when you get up, set your intention. Because I found this out. I found this out this week. dripping something on myself. Um, when I did that, I was able to do the 42 and the 36-hour fast back to back. And it was because before I even woke up, before I was fully awake enough to get out of bed, I told myself, I'm not eating today. I'm just not. I don't need to, and I'm not going to. And that was in my head before my head even lifted from the pillow in the morning. So set your intentions. It helps. Remember your why. You guys know, don't forget your whys, and remind yourself of your why. I struggle every week. I'm the worst faster in the world. I lost 40 pounds. If I can do that, everyone can. I'm very serious. Sherry and I have this carb thing that we've discovered. We definitely have a carb addiction. And we know in our bodies, and again, everybody is different. But for people like me and people like Sherry, carbs put on the weight. They just do, they just do, they just do. And they are like poison for us if we eat too much carbs. So we both struggle with that, and I've struggled with that for this whole time, and so has she. It's a struggle. It is. Again, before you get up, Carb Carb Addicts Anonymous. We should start that group, Sherry, because there's a lot of us. But I mean, if there's a potato in front of me, you guys, a piece of bread, it is difficult to walk away. My daughter loves to make pasta. Oh, it's so hard. It's so hard. And I can't always walk away. I can't always say no. But then the next day, I set my intentions and I stick to it. And that's what we've got to do. We've got to set our intentions for the day before we get out of bed. Carbs and sugar, both really tough ones to break. They are. They are. But it can be done. It can be done. Even when you screw up, it still can be done. And it's not as hard to kick that habit again once you've kicked it the first 10 times. You're not going to kick it all at once. It's not just going to be magically gone forever because it always lives here. Even if your body is detoxed from it, it still lives here. So you're never going to kick it completely, but you will get control over it. And just think of it this way, you guys. With a lot of diets that you're supposed to stay on for life, you can never have carbs or sugar. At least with fasting, you can. You can. Don't deprive yourself. Don't tell yourself, oh, I have to wait until I've lost 50 pounds and then I'm going to have a potato. Don't do that. Don't do that because you're setting yourself up for failure. And Sherry and I have talked about this so many times. If you really are losing your mind and your psychological cravings are just pushing you to the edge, rather than drive yourself insane, fine, fine, have that potato, have that one piece of chocolate, have that, potato chips. Then the next day, set your intention and stick to it. Make up for it. That's the beautiful thing of fasting, you guys, is if when you really just can't keep going and you have to cave, freaking cave. Don't torture yourself, but do it for one day. Okay. And then the next day, get back on fasting. Allow yourself a break every now and again. You're not going to gain 20 pounds by indulging one day. You're not, okay? You are going to gain 20 pounds by telling yourself no and then doing it anyway because you're sick of hearing no. And then the next day doing it anyway because you're sick of hearing no. And the next day doing it anyway because you're sick of hearing no. Then you're going to gain 20 pounds, okay? So stop telling yourself no. Stop doing that. Say, okay, today I wake up before I even take my head off the pillow. Today I am indulging myself. Today I'm going to have carbs, if that's my addiction. Today I'm going to have sugar. I'm going to indulge today. Okay, indulge. You're going to feel guilty no matter what, but don't add the extra pressure of, no, I can't. No, I can't. Don't do that. You're just psychologically messing with yourself. Then the next day, before your head gets off that pillow, I treated myself yesterday and I enjoyed it. But today, I'm staying on track. Today, I'm getting back on the wagon and I'm going to see a difference in the scale this week. Tomorrow, I'm going to set my intention as well. And if you can do that, just, go ahead and have your one indulgence day. And then the rest of the week, stay on track. The scale will move and it will help you the next week. I promise you that's how it works. Okay. So don't beat yourself up. Don't fall into this guilt pity party that we all do. I'm just as bad at it as everybody else. I mess up and I think, oh well, I've blown it. No, I have no willpower. I can't do this. You know how many times I've said that in my own head? It's garbage, you guys. It's garbage. It is. It's garbage. Don't do that to yourself. Please, I beg of you, don't do that to yourself. Okay? Fasting is not one of those diets that says, oh, you mess up, you're done, you're out, see ya. No, that's not what fasting is. You still can have a fresh start the next day. So let's keep that in our minds and let's remember that we are all doing this for a reason. Know your reason. Have a why. And every day before you get out of bed, set your intentions for the day. Okay? Let me know if that was helpful this week because I would really like to know if I'm just talking to hear myself talk or if you guys are really benefiting from some of these things. Um, I plan on doing some alternate day fasting this week to drop that scale a lot more next week. But for the record, for weigh-in Sunday, I'm down 2 pounds from last week. Yay. And you guys, I'm going to celebrate that because there's been far too many weeks that I've been up or flat, it just stayed the same. So I'm celebrating my 2 pounds today. So like, hit the thumbs up, turn it blue, subscribe if you haven't yet. And check out the Amazon link below for Bang. But again, you don't have to purchase Bang. You can purchase whatever you want. Just use my link. Thank you, Debbie, for all of your encouragement. I do get so much out of your videos. Congratulations on 2 pounds. Thank you, Sherry. That means the world to me. Thank you so much. Nothing is more rewarding to me than to know that some of the things that I've gone through and that I've shared and that I say on these videos actually help. It makes it so worth it. It really does. It totally makes it worth it. All right, you guys, I love you. I will see you again next week. Hopefully, I'll do another video this week before weigh-in Sunday, but we'll see what the week brings, right? Remember, we are in this together. We will do this together. Join us on Facebook, Debbie OMAD. We will do this together and become part of our group. Remember, you don't have to be doing OMAD or talk later. Bye.